Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, who taught us his truth and who rule and teach well. All right, this is Brother AHPARYAM from the GMS Chicago branch. Lord willing, this will be edifying. We got Psalms chapter 1 and verse 2 in the Hebrew. All right, so we could just read verse 1 again. Did the previous video on verse 1. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." All right, we basically discussed separation, right, in the godly way. And verse 2 says, right, "But his delight is in the law of Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and in his law doth he meditate day and night." All right, so we'll get the breakdown in the Hebrew, get some precepts, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. So we got it right here, Psalms 1 and 2, right? So it starts off kaya, right? So when it says but, that's actually two words, kaya and which is why you see the arrow, right, pointing down to but. So kaya in the KJV just rendered, those two together just gets rendered as but. And kaya basically means for or because, right? Can mean a lot of things. It's like a grammatical word, like a conjunction or a particle, you know. It's like a grammatical word, right? So it can have many meanings. But we see right here it says but, right? So but kaya, right? Kaya and again is a particle, so these are like grammatical words, okay, that can have multiple meanings within the context of the sentence. So you kind of just get a feel for it over time, okay? But we see one of the definitions for is since, right? But rather, right? But rather, right? Since his delight is in the law of the Lord, but rather his delight is in the law of the Lord, man, right? Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, but rather his delight is in the law of the Lord. So basically, you know, kaya, but rather, then it goes on. Ba tawarath, in the law, Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, right? Ba meaning in, tawarath, the law. And you know, we always go into it, but this word law is really the full scriptures, man. It's the full instruction. Is you know, really Yahawashi, the direction, the instruction, right? So the body of prophetic teachings, Yahawashi's instructions, all right, the actual law, the books of Moses, the legal directives, and also the customs and manners. That's all the law, the tawara. Tawara, a precept or statute, okay? Right here in Jusinius, he says instruction, doctrine. All right, so that's the law, as all the law. The law is the righteous instruction. So in the righteous instruction, that's our delight. You know, as a hopeful elect, our delight is in the righteous instruction, the tawarath Yahawah, the law of Yahawah, man. So kaya ba tawarath Yahawah, chapatazawa, his delight. Chapataza, you know, chapataza is delight, you know, or pleasure, longing, that which one takes delight in. All right, chapataza, you know. Shout out to the elder, bro, chapataza. And then wa just means his. So his delight, his tazawa, delight his. right? So in the law of Yahweh is his delight. Ba tawarat Yahweh chapatazawa. Then it goes on. And, wa meaning and, ba meaning in. So wa, ba, tawaratwa, that word law again, tawaratwa, but now it's got the wa suffix, so it's his law. So wa, ba, tawaratwa, wa ba tawaratwa, what? He's going to meditate day and night. Yahaga, haga, to, muse, meditate. Okay. To meditate on these things. All right, so Yahaga, he will meditate. Day, Yahawamam. Yahawamam is day. And night. Wa, la, ya, la. Wa, and night. La, ya, la. La, ya. La, ya, la, yal. Okay, la, yal is night. And, it's la, ya, la. So it's like an emphasized form of night of the word. So, and, wa, and night. Wa, ya, la, ya, la. So, Laki, that word night has always been kind of hard for me to say in Hebrew. La, ya, la. La, ya, la, ya, la. Okay. But yeah, man. So, Psalms 1 and 2, but his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. All right. Kaya'am batawarat Yahweh chapatazawa wa batawaratwa Yahaga Yahawamam wa layala. So that's it, man. Pretty much straight to the point. So this is continually being occupied in the scriptures, in the instruction. It says Sirach 14 and 20, blessed is that man that doth meditate good things in wisdom, and that reasoneth of holy things by his understanding. All right, that's what we're striving to do. Because it says in the Psalms, I think 19, let the thoughts of my heart, meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Reasoneth of holy things, man. These are holy things. Separate, right? Not everybody can get this. Only the hopefully elect can get this, right? Yahawashi said it, man. It's given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom. So here it is. We're reasoning of holy things, man. By understanding that, by the understanding that was taught to us by our elders, by the apostles, on down, precept upon precept. Proverbs 4 and 23, it says, keep thy heart, your mind, with all diligence. You got to guard it. That's that word keep, shamar, I believe. Yes, no, not tazar. To guard, watch over, keep. See, you got to watch over, man, your mind. Because once them demons creep in, you don't notice. And then, oh, Salakia. You may not notice, you see. I think that was Proverbs 4:23. Yeah, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So everything begins in your mind. All right, so if you're constantly meditating in the law of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, then you're going to produce good fruits out of your mind. And vice versa, man. And hey, let's just get it right here. Matthew, I was really going to get 21, but let's just get 22. And then we'll go back to 20. Matthew 6 and 22, the law of the light of the body is the eye. For thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? So again, you got to guard your mind and keep your eyes single. Keep your mind single on this on the law of Yahweh, the Tawarat, Dawarat Yahawah, the righteous instruction. Or else what? You're going to have issues, man. Bad issues pouring out into your life. You know? That's why it says, if that light is darkness, how great is that darkness, man? You know, you can't serve two masters. And it says in verse 20, Matthew 6:20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, where thieves, it says, do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So there you go. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So, you know, what you really care about. Where is your mind really at? You know, what are you really looking forward to? What do you really value? That's where your mind is going to be. Again, you can't serve two masters. You can't fake it. You know, that Matthew 6 is heavy, man. There's a lot in it, man. You know, depart from me, I never knew you, I believe, or that might be 7. But anyways, I mean, this is YAHAWASHI teaching, so of course it's going to be just, you know. But yeah, man, Deuteronomy 6:6. Right? Because it said, in his law he doth meditate day and night. Deuteronomy 6:6, and these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, in your mind. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. Right? It says in Sirach 2, let all thy conversation be in the law of the Most High, roughly paraphrase. Verse 8, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be frontlets between thine eyes. So it's directing everything we do, right? And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and upon thy gates. So this is our main focus, you know, and it's going to direct, it's going to make everything you do profitable, you know, wisdom. That's why it goes on to say in this Psalms 1, you know, the results of meditating in the law of Yahweh day and night. Psalms 119 and 113. I hate vain thoughts, but thy law do I love. So there you go. Anything outside of this, really vain thoughts. All right. But thy law do I love. So, you know, pretty much the point was made. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, 𝐤𐤐𤄅𝐄𝐄. And again, double honors to our apostles and our elders. All right, YASHARAHLA, Shalom, Akyam, Shalom.